Hello and welcome to another episode of the Iron Meditation, the Art of Living and Lifting podcast. I'm your host, Coach Michael. I had a conversation recently with my son, Nikita, where I asked him why am I, to his opinion, making his life so miserable, beside the fact that I am a father and a parent and this is my job to make the life of my children miserable. And we went into a Q&A session because it's not a correct term, but an effective parenting is a parenting where you ask questions and let your children to find an answer for themselves. Same is as in coaching or therapy. They're dissimilar. You ask questions and you let the other side to find an answer because the answers are within us, not within somebody else. So after the Q&A ping pong, where I ask him why he goes to the school and what's the original point of school and why am I making him to make these tasks and chores and to finish the assignment with the timeline, what is there? And he came to conclusion that basically is for him to finish stuff merely just to get things done. And he was absolutely correct. So the point of my tutelage as a father is to teach my son and my daughters a skill of completion. The question that preceded this conversation with my son was, Nikita, tell me, if for some reason me and mom are gone now, like whether we dead or we have a job that we fly to Mars, whatever, like Elon Musk call us that we are going to be the ones who are going to open the new human settlement on Mars. But we are gone. Can you handle life? Do you think that you are ready to live on your own? And he said, not. And I said, perfect. Why is that? Why do you think that you're not ready? And he said, because I don't have the skills. I said, great. And whose job is to teach you the skills? And he told me, your job. You are my parents. I said, absolutely correct. Now, when we make you do the things that we make you do, what do you think are we doing? And he thought about it and he said, you are trying to teach me the skills. I said, absolutely correct. Because the reading, like everything, eventually is the skills. But back to the skill of completion. This is the most crucial skill because it builds and it creates confidence. It creates the faith that you can do it on your own. And it is regardless of the skills that you complete. But obviously, if we take things that are very easy for us or things below our level, that we do not gain confidence. And this is what the feedback psychology is talking about when we give high praises for moderate or lower effort, we actually sabotaging our kids. Because we need to let them know and understand that where the effort is worth it and where it was just below what they can do. Because in life, in job, and we as grown-ups know it, they will be demanded and paid for not mediocrity, not for doing half-assing shit, but for doing their job. Which brings us directly to program completion, and I mean about training completion. When we complete training, when we reach goals, and when we strive to goals that are just bigger a little bit than we previously done, this is the same skill of completion that is transmutable to every other area in life. Now, for example, I swam in open water 3 kilometers So for me, reaching a goal of 1 kilometer will be a less than mediocre. It will teach me nothing. It's a safe game that will teach me only how to fail when I'm demanded any effort in my life, like to finishing my new book about programming, about the template that I'm writing, all right? Because it is something that is above I never written like this type of books before. But when I'm striving to swim 1 kilometer of a butterfly, and this is what I'm doing now, this is outreaching to me. This is a skill of completing, of finding a way, and this is the key sentence in this episode, of me to finding a way, to creating the time, to finding a coach, to paying, all right, to investing in myself, to prioritizing differently my monetary, my life-to-life, my nutritional preferences to reach the goal of swimming 1K of butterfly, same as I've reached for the for the snatch marathon, 1 hour of continuous kettlebell snatch, and every other thing. I'm just choosing stuff that are beyond me to practice. All right, so it's not the goal. It's not completing a full Ironman eventually. It's the striving. It's the way. It's the creating the environment around me that will allow me to complete this mission. This is the most vital tutelage, and training programs are the easiest way to train both ourselves and our kids, because they have an immediate response. So any program that lasts 12 weeks, in 12 weeks you can come a full circle. Now, you won't accomplish 1K butterfly in 12 weeks. If you haven't swam before, you won't do a full Ironman if you haven't done it in 12 weeks. But you can complete one block and have the immediate feeling of how completion, okay, how the skill of creating the environment around you for you to accomplish. All right, success is a very broad term, right? And nobody can promise you a first place, a podium, because it's not up to us. Like so many things can happen on the competition or event day. But success of completion, here I am started and here I am crossing the finish line. This is that teaches you, and we come back, it gives you the confidence that you can do it because you've done it before. And it's the same as swimming, running, whatever. Write a book, open a business, run a studio, create a family. Yes, it is going to be hard, but it already was hard. And when you thought that everything is going to fall down in your training, and it does, because when you're peaking, you're feeling the worst and you're feeling the less prepared, but then somehow you just are prepared and you're finishing it, it's the same feeling. And you know it. It is familiar to you. So you're confident that you can follow through. And this is what I was communicating to my kid, to Nikita, and to to all my kids, the same thing, that the moment that you know how to do it, the moment that you have confidence, when mom and dad are receiving a call from Elon Musk and they need to fly to Mars, it will be hard, but you will have the confidence that you can handle it because you have learned how to complete things. And even if you'll need to learn something new, it's the same thing. You begin, you strive, it will be nasty in the middle and by the end, but eventually you will finish like you've finished so many things before, and everything was fine. And this is the best parental advice I can give to my kids, and the only heritage I can leave them. And hope you agree, and if you disagree, please leave a comment, send me an email, let's open a conversation. I will be more than glad to expand on this subject that is so very close to me. Cheers, and I will see you in the next episode.